You know this fucking asshole Vince McMahon. You know who Vince is.
Absolutely, yes.
I've known that prick since '76. His dad wanted me to come to New York and wrestle for the WWF. I
Was
said,
that
yeah.
was that the program with Bruno?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
that's the first time I went to New York, WWF. Bruno's like a god. I mean, Jesus. I mean, people just fall all over themselves. Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. And I never seen anything like that. And uh, so anyway, I worked that program with Bruno. I wrestled him 3 times in Madison Square Garden. Complete sellouts, except the first one is 4 below 0, and that's cold for New York.
Mm.
And the subway trains that come in from Long Island and up north, the railroad lines were breaking, snapping because of the weather. And so the place was sold out. You know, it was over 20,000 people, but only 14,000 people were able to get there because of the cold. And so then the second and the third one were completely sold out. Then after that, we sold out the Spectrum in Philadelphia 3 times, the Igloo over in Pittsburgh 3 times. God, how can I forget the Boston Garden, Beantown? We sold that place out right to the rafters 3 times. Every place we went where we actually wrestled each other 3 times was probably about 7, 8 different arenas, just the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
I never wrestled him any small towns because he had to deal with the promotion in the WWF that he just wrestled the big venues, you know, and so that was fine. You know, I wrestled everything. I didn't, it didn't matter if there were 50 people or 50,000, and that's how I felt about it, you know. Of course, I was a little younger than Bruno. I think I was 8, 10 years younger. So yeah, so that makes a difference, you know, especially after Stan Hansen body slammed him on his head, broke his neck. I come in 2 years after that. So that, you know, that had something to do with it.
When we spoke offline, I think the fans would be interested in your commentary on the fact that when you were an Olympic competitor, you were you said you had to be very squeaky clean, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of fans, and we'll talk about your babyface run, which actually is one of my favorite of all time, but you were a very memorable and believable heel, and you had some insight as to why that was. Can you talk about that to the fans?
As a heel,
why you clicked so well as a heel?
Oh, well, you know, after being training for 4 years for the Olympic Games, and yeah, you know, it was like walking on eggshells all the time. You know, you had to watch yourself, you know, uh, uh, because you're representing the United States, you know, and so I adhered to all the niceties of athletics, you know. Although I still smoked and drank